What concerns you most about these guys?
We got to separate Markelle Fultz from the others.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about Markelle Fultz. He doesn't deserve, it's nothing against Markelle Fultz. He's the #1 overall pick.
It was just because he was in the draft class we added it.
Got it, but
okay.
he hasn't earned the right to be discussed with the other two.
We're talking Tatum and Mitchell.
Jason Tatum, let's start there. He is acclimating himself. The Celtics have to integrate Gordon Hayward. He's never played with the team before. He got hurt in the preseason last year. And have to reintegrate Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is a great player, but the ball sticks with him. He dribbles a lot. And the other guys got to get used to that. There's less ball movement. Also, Tatum, he's taking advice from Kobe Bryant, who his ISO game's going to get better. He's going to take easier long twos, maybe, stuff like that. But Tatum really was great last year, playing a kind of team brand offense. And it looks to me like he's gotten away from that a little bit. Now, part of that is Kyrie Irving, as I just mentioned, and Gordon Hayward being reacclimated. Part of it is the other guys around him aren't playing very well. Al Horford is also suffering. He's not the only one. So Tatum's going to be great. I think he's going to be a great player. He's already a really good one. He's struggling, and that's more of a team issue to me than a Tatum issue. Donovan Mitchell's interesting to me. Donovan Mitchell, defenses are ready for him now. He's that team's offense. And he's going to have to make adjustments. This is where you separate the wheat from the chaff, right? Like you see who is actually going to be a great player and who just was a flash in the pan. Now, if you talk to Donovan Mitchell, if you talk to anyone who ever coached Donovan Mitchell, he is a very bright guy and he has a drive to be great. So I believe, Stephen A., he will make the adjustments. But Donovan Mitchell is basically like a little smaller Dwayne Wade kind of player. And he's going to have to show now, and it sounds like I'm always taking a shot at Carmelo Anthony, that he is Dwayne Wade and not Carmelo right now. He has to show that he can make adjustments and be the focal point of a scorer on a winning or championship caliber team. I think he can do it, but the league has adjusted to him, and now he's got to adjust back. It's a little different when you're not sneaking up on everybody.
Keep your eyes on Melo and where he's going to land. Things are percolating. I'll leave it at that for now.
You just looked at your phone just
now.
I'll
leave it at that for now. What I will say to you is this. Donovan Mitchell's who I'm paying attention to. I'm giving Jason Tatum a pass in this respect. Both of their numbers have dissipated. We recognize that. But I think that Brad Stevens trying to ingratiate Gordon Hayward into things has compromised Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and to a lesser degree Kyrie Irving and others, because even though Kyrie got hurt too, Kyrie got hurt before the playoffs. Gordon Hayward got hurt 5 minutes into his first game as a Boston Celtic. So he really never played with them until this year. And then playing with them, he's restricted, held to 25 minutes per game restriction. I'm going to give Jason Tatum a pass. I think they'll figure it out. I'm worried about Donovan Mitchell in this respect. First of all, Utah has no business losing by 50 points to the Dallas Mavericks. Y'all just didn't show up. I mean, got obliterated. That's number one.
50 points.
50. Number two, Donovan Mitchell is shooting 41% from the field, 30% from three-point range. The only thing that we've noticed about Donovan Mitchell this year is when he had that monstrous dunk last week. That's about it. Outside of that, we're not seeing anything from him. I believe in this kid. He was my rookie of the year. I think that he'll get even better. I'm not worried about him, but we got to call it like we see it. The personnel on the Utah Jazz, understand there's a difference between knowing how to play and being a big-time player. They have a few guys that know how to play the game of basketball, but they're not the guys that, when you're great, Molly, this is what happens in the game of basketball, more so than most other sports. Here's the ball. We know what you're going to do. We know when you're going to do it. We know how you're going to do it.
Do it.
What you going to do to stop me.
Yep.
You knew what Jordan was going to do. What you going to do to stop him. You know what Kobe's going to do. What you going to do to stop him. You know what LeBron's going to do. Kevin Durant's going to do. What you going to do to stop him. You know they're coming. What are you going to do to stop them? What I'm saying to you is that he has a bunch of guys around him who know how to move the basketball, cut, share the basketball. Or, they're fundamentally sound. They're good.
Yeah.
But he has nobody that you can give the ball to and say, you know what, Donovan Mitchell's having an off night. They're keying on him. They're doubling up on him. They're trapping him. They're getting the ball out of his hands. Here, take this ball and take me there. They don't have that.
You know who they need right now?
And not only that, they've been compromised defensively. They're 10th defensively in terms of points allowed, but in terms of their defensive rating, they're 20th out of 30. That's not good. Quinn Snyder, his teams have played better defense than this.
If Gobert cared as much about offense as he does about defense, it's funny because we usually credit the great defenders with like really wanting it. And the guys who are just great offensive players, it's like, oh, what's wrong with them? Why don't they want it on defense? But you can make the same argument about Gobert. He can move a little quicker on offense. It wouldn't kill him. He doesn't seem to care about it as much as he cares about his defense. And even though it makes us feel like he's a gritty kind of player, the real gritty player do it on both ends. Interesting about Utah. You know what they're missing?
What?
Gordon Hayward. That's like if you took Gordon Hayward off the Celtics right now and put him on Utah, a healthy Gordon Hayward, if you took him off the Celtics, put him on Utah, both teams might get better. Both teams might get better. They are missing a two-way wing who's a real baller. Not Ingles who can play. Not Favors. Not someone
they all can play. They're
missing a two-way baller. That's a healthy Gordon Hayward. If Utah had a healthy Gordon Hayward, we'd have to not. Aside from the Warriors, you have to really think about that conference right now and where Utah fits in it. But they don't.
In a roundabout way, Utah needs what Philadelphia needed and addressed with Jimmy Butler. You see, you got guys on Utah who can shoot. They can catch and shoot the basketball. But putting the ball on the floor and actually creating shots for themselves is a bit more difficult. The Sixers had shooters. Silver last year, and Saric and Covington catch and shoot. He had 189 last year. But they couldn't put the ball on the floor. And when they went against Boston in the playoffs, Boston chased them off the three-point line, dared them to make a shot off the dribble, off of creating their own shot, and they couldn't do it. And the one person who could create shots for others couldn't create shots for himself from the perimeter, and Ben Simmons.
Right.
So essentially, Utah and Philadelphia, they had similar issues. Philadelphia addressed it with Jimmy Butler. Now they need shooters. Utah's got some shooters, but needs somebody that can put the ball on the floor other than Donovan Mitchell.